Hello again, welcome to another edition of Crop Life Retail Weeks. Paul Schrimpf here again with Eric Sfiligoj, both of us back in the office for a little while. We've got a busy July coming up. I mean, we have an issue. A big issue theme this time is facilities, and we had environmental respect. We also had an overview of the ASMARC tour that Matthew Grassi, our field editor, went on, which that look for that in your mailboxes real soon. Also, the InfoAg conference is coming up at the end of July, beginning of August. Actually, it's August 2nd is when that starts.
Correct.
Which used to having it be in July, and then we have the Environmental Respect Awards presentations the week of the 25th. So that's all coming up. It's going to be real busy. We're going to be all over the place. So we'll bring you news as we can. So I guess you have a couple of crop protection news items for us today.
Yeah. First up, thanks, Paul. One of the issues that we've been following, of course, is the continuing debate regarding the use of glyphosate in the European Union. And as it stood, the member companies could not come to an agreement with continuing the use of glyphosate in the EU. So it looked as if, as of June 30th, the 6-month phase-out of glyphosate use in the European Union was going to start. However, it seems like the prospects of losing both Britain and glyphosate use in the EU was just too much to bear. And the European Commission has announced that it will extend the use of glyphosate for another 18 months. So, Paul, looks like they're going to punt that football down the road a little bit further, and another year and a half for glyphosate before they will decide whether or not to continue its use.
Yeah, they got more important things to worry about at this point, don't they?
It seems that way, yes. And the other thing I had is, of course, we've been following the Monsanto Bayer issue. The companies continue to talk, and what the more recent news that came out is this week Monsanto announced that it, as a company, had missed its projections for the third quarter. Its profits were down 37%, and its revenues were off 9%. So, according to Hugh Grant, we're in a down cycle in agriculture, and there are several challenges that the company is dealing with. So, Paul, remains to be seen with that financial news if the price Bayer wanted to pay for Monsanto will be a little more agreeable these days.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of retailers that we're talking to want to know what's going to be the outcome of all this in terms of partnerships and companies. It's just too crazy to tell right now. There's so much in flux, and we'll be watching it very carefully, as with everyone else. But it's interesting, but extremely challenging times. And I think the retailers that have kind of been secure and built up their built up a basis and size and scope and scale are probably happy they've done so and be able to weather the storm and figure out what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and those that haven't, of course, I know we keep getting more and more news and notes regarding, in particular, cooperatives merging around the country. It seems as if one set of cooperatives get together in a certain state or area that their competitors feel compelled to also consider joining forces. So that's a trend I expect we'll see probably throughout the summer and into the fall.
Absolutely. Well, hope to see you down the road here at an event through the summer, all the way through August and September. We'll be on the road quite a bit, and we hope to see you along the way. That's it for this edition of Retail Week, and we'll see you next week.